You ever visit an Amish farm? It's like stepping into a different world, one where time seems to have stood still. The air is filled with the scent of fresh earth and blooming flowers, and the only sounds you hear are the rustling of leaves and the occasional cluck of a chicken. It's a step back in time. The simplicity of life here is both humbling and inspiring. You won't find any modern machinery or high-tech gadgets. Instead, you'll see horse-drawn plows and hand tools that have been used for generations. No roaring tractors, no buzzing refrigerators, just the gentle hum of nature and the steady rhythm of manual labor. It's a lifestyle that prioritizes hard work and self-sufficiency. Just hard work, simple living, and a deep respect for tradition. The Amish community thrives on these principles, passing them down from one generation to the next. Their way of life is a testament to the power of tradition and the strength of community. These folks live off the land, raising crops and livestock with their own two hands. Every member of the family has a role to play, from the youngest child to the eldest grandparent. It's a collective effort that ensures the survival and prosperity of the community. And let me tell you, they've got preserving food down to an art form. Their methods are time-tested and incredibly effective, allowing them to store food for long periods without the need for modern refrigeration. See, without modern conveniences, storing food for the long haul is crucial. They rely on techniques like canning, drying, and fermenting to keep their food fresh and nutritious. They can't just pop down to the supermarket. Everything they need they either grow themselves or trade with neighbors. This self-reliance is a cornerstone of their way of life. When the harvest comes in, they need to make it last. Every bit of produce is carefully processed and stored to ensure it can be used throughout the year, especially when it comes to meat. Preserving meat is a critical skill, one that the Amish have perfected over generations. You can't let a whole hog go to waste. Every part of the animal is used, from the meat to the bones, ensuring nothing is wasted. That's where their ingenuity shines through. They use a variety of methods to preserve meat, including salting, smoking, and curing. The Amish have honed techniques passed down for generations, simple yet effective ways to keep meat from spoiling. These methods are not just about survival, they're about maintaining the quality and flavor of the food. No fancy gadgets, just good old-fashioned know-how. Their tools and techniques may be simple, but they are incredibly effective. Let's dive into their pantry, shall we? It's a treasure trove of preserved foods, each jar and container a testament to their hard work and ingenuity. I'm talking salt, smoke, and fermentation. These are the pillars of Amish food preservation, each method carefully perfected over time. Fermentation, the works. It's a fascinating process that transforms simple ingredients into long-lasting, flavorful foods. You're about to learn how the Amish keep meat fresh for weeks, even months, without refrigeration. It's a skill that requires patience, precision, and a deep understanding of the natural processes at work. We take refrigeration for granted. It's a modern convenience that most of us can't imagine living without. The ability to keep our food fresh for days, even weeks, has revolutionized the way we eat and shop. Walk into any grocery store and you're met with a wall of chilled meat, perfectly preserved. It's a luxury that allows us to enjoy a variety of meats without worrying about spoilage. But back in the day, keeping meat from spoiling was a constant battle. Before the advent of refrigeration, people had to rely on other methods to preserve their food. It was a daily challenge that required ingenuity and hard work. See, meat is highly perishable. The moment an animal is slaughtered, the clock starts ticking. Without proper preservation, meat can spoil quickly, leading to waste and potential health hazards. Bacteria love it, and without intervention, they'll turn a juicy steak into a rotten mess in no time. These microorganisms thrive in the right conditions, and meat provides the perfect environment for them to multiply. The Amish, with their rejection of modern technology, face this challenge head-on. Living without electricity means they can't rely on refrigerators or freezers to keep their food fresh. They've got no choice but to rely on their own resourcefulness. Over generations, they've developed techniques that allow them to preserve meat effectively, ensuring they have a steady supply of food throughout the year. For them, it's about understanding the enemy bacteria and the conditions that help them thrive. By studying these microorganisms, they've learned how to create environments that inhibit bacterial growth. Moisture, warmth, and oxygen, these are the culprits. By controlling these factors, the Amish can significantly slow down the spoilage process. So, the Amish have developed methods to control these elements. They use root cellars to keep meat cool, salt to draw out moisture, and smoking to add a layer of protection against bacteria. They've figured out ways to remove moisture, stave off bacteria, and extend the life of their meat, all without relying on a fridge. These time-tested methods are a testament to their ingenuity and resilience, proving that with the right knowledge and techniques, it's possible to keep meat fresh without modern technology. Salt. It's more than just a seasoning, it's a powerful weapon in the fight against spoilage. The Amish know this well. Salting meat is one of the oldest tricks in the book, and it's still incredibly effective. How does it work? Osmosis, my friend. Salt draws out moisture from the meat, creating an environment where bacteria struggle to survive. It's like sucking the life out of them. The Amish use coarse salt, packing it onto every nook and cranny of the meat. They leave it to work its magic for days, even weeks, depending on the size of the cut. The result? Meat that's significantly drier and less hospitable to those pesky bacteria. It's a simple solution with a big impact. Ever wonder why smoked meat is so darn good? Sure, it tastes amazing, but that smoky flavor serves another purpose: preservation. The Amish have been smoking meat for centuries, and it's more than just a culinary tradition. Smoke does double duty. First, the heat from the smoking process dries out the meat, similar to salting. This removes moisture and inhibits bacterial growth. Second, the smoke itself contains antimicrobial compounds that further protect the meat. The Amish use hardwoods like hickory and maple for smoking, imparting a rich, smoky flavor to the meat. They'll smoke hams, bacon, sausages, you name it. The result is a delicious product that can last for months without refrigeration. It's a testament to the power of simple, natural preservation techniques. Section 5, Fermentation, a controlled decay. Fermentation. It might sound a little scary, but trust me, it's a good thing. It's controlled spoilage in a way. The Amish use fermentation to preserve meat, creating tangy, flavorful products that are shelf-stable for extended periods. Here's the gist. Beneficial bacteria are introduced to the meat and they go to work, breaking down sugars and producing lactic acid. This acidification creates an environment that's hostile to harmful bacteria, effectively preserving the meat. Think salami, pepperoni, summer sausage. These are all examples of fermented meats. The Amish have their own variations, of course, using traditional recipes passed down through generations. Fermentation is a testament to their understanding of the natural world and their ability to harness its power for food preservation. Section 6. Drying, removing moisture, extending life. Remember how we talked about moisture being the enemy of meat preservation? Well, the Amish have another trick up their sleeves: drying. By removing moisture, they create an inhospitable environment for bacteria, effectively extending the shelf life of meat. They'll slice meat thinly and hang it to air dry, exposing it to the sun and wind. This slow and gentle process removes moisture, concentrating the flavor and preserving the meat. Think jerky, but on a whole other level. It's a simple concept, but incredibly effective. Section 7. Lard, nature's sealant. Lard. It might not be the trendiest fat these days, but for the Amish it's a valuable resource. They use it for cooking, baking, and you guessed it, meat preservation. Lard acts as a natural sealant, protecting meat from exposure to air and bacteria. They'll render lard from pork fat, creating a pure, shelf-stable fat. Then they'll pack cooled, solidified lard over cured meats, creating an airtight barrier that prevents spoilage. It's like encasing the meat in a protective armor, shielding it from the elements and extending its shelf life considerably. Section 8. Root cellars, the original refrigerator. Before refrigerators, there were root cellars. These underground chambers, cool and humid, are essential for the Amish way of life. They provide the perfect environment for storing preserved foods, including meat. The cool, stable temperature and humidity of a root cellar slow down the decomposition process, helping to preserve food for longer periods. The Amish store their salted meats in their root cellars, smoked meats, fermented meats, and dried meats in their root cellars, creating a natural pantry that allows them to enjoy their bounty throughout the year. Section 9. Lessons from the Amish: Sustainability and Self-Reliance. The Amish might live a simpler life, but they understand something we often forget: the importance of self-sufficiency and resourcefulness. In a world where convenience often trumps sustainability, the Amish way of life offers a refreshing perspective. They grow their own food, build their own homes, and create their own communities, all without the aid of modern technology. This dedication to self-reliance is not just a lifestyle choice, it's a philosophy that permeates every aspect of their lives. Their traditional meat preservation methods are a testament to that. Using techniques passed down through generations, they are able to store food for long periods without the need for refrigeration. This not only ensures a steady food supply throughout the year but also minimizes waste. They've figured out how to make the most of what they have, preserving food without relying on modern technology. By smoking, salting, and drying meats, they extend the shelf life of their food, making it last through the harshest winters. These methods are not just about survival, they are about thriving in harmony with nature. These techniques are not only sustainable but they also produce incredibly flavorful and nutritious food. The rich, smoky flavors of preserved meats and the vibrant taste of homegrown vegetables are a testament to the benefits of these age-old practices. So what can we learn from the Amish? Their way of life teaches us the value of patience, hard work, and community. In a fast-paced world, taking the time to grow, preserve, and prepare our own food can be a deeply rewarding experience. Maybe it's time to rediscover these time-tested preservation methods. By incorporating some of these techniques into our own lives, we can reduce our dependence on modern conveniences and reconnect with the natural rhythms of life. Not only can they help us reduce food waste, but they can also connect us to a more sustainable way of life. Imagine a world where we waste less, appreciate more, and live in harmony with our environment. It's about appreciating the value of tradition, resourcefulness, and the simple satisfaction of doing things the old-fashioned way. The Amish remind us that sometimes the best way forward is to look back and learn from the past.